Hello everyone, salutations. Today we are going to see the demonstration of CSS properties. I have already prepared a code for this and let's understand this. Okay, so here in this example I am going to use internal CSS. Internal CSS is performed with the help of style tag, a paired tag which is used inside the header section of the web page. This is the header section of the web page starting from head tag opening and till head tag closing. This section is known as the header section of the web page. You can put as many style definitions you want. It totally depends upon you. Style has an attribute type and the fixed value. This is the fixed value which is used in type, that is text slash CSS. Okay, so I have prepared a couple of tags over here to demonstrate. I have put h1 tag, and whatever tags I have used over here, I have not used attributes in this. I am going to provide CSS properties, okay, and see how effects are applied on CSS. With the help of CSS. Okay, so for H1 I have a text demonstration of CSS. Okay, and here I have used H1 selector so that this properties which I have used, color, background color, these are the properties, predefined properties of CSS, they get applied to H1 tag. You can also provide selector to body tag. Okay, body, I have also used body as a selector, and whatever properties I'm going to use, that will be applicable to the entire web page. Okay, entire web page in the sense starting from body tag opening to body tag closing, that is the actual content of our web page. Okay, so body tag opening to body tag closing becomes the container of all the tags that are going to be displayed on the web page. Okay, yes, so very common properties, very easiest properties are color, which is going to provide color to the text. Background color is going to provide background color to any element, that may be entire web page or single element like heading element, paragraph element, underline element. Okay, so let's execute this and try to understand. So I'm going to execute this file on hmm, Google Chrome, because most of the attributes of most of the values of border I have tried again and again, they are not supported in Internet Explorer. So I am going to use Google Chrome and my file name is prac.css. So here I go to my folder. This is, I'm going to find prac.css, right click, open with Google Chrome. Okay, see where varieties of CSS properties are applied in this. Okay, I'll zoom a little so that it's properly visible to you. Okay, see, we applied background color pink. So pink color background has been applied to the entire web page. Okay, because I have used this property inside body, so it is applicable to the whole page. What I provided in H1, in H1 selector I provided color. So color blue, color of the text is blue. Demonstration of CSS, you can see the font color is blue, so that is the use of color property. Now background color is generally not seen because I have tested a background image also. So for now I'll remove this and paste this in some empty notepad, and we will see this effect afterwards. Okay, we'll see the effect of background image afterwards. So right now, okay, in the end, if you leave a semicolon like this, that is not wrong. Okay, many books, reference books come with the CSS selectors, like CSS definitions, like they have a semicolon at the end. Okay, if you provide semicolon at the end, no problem. If you do not provide, then also it's okay. Okay, now this is selector. Okay, this is known as selector, and the declarations are given inside curly brackets. Now this is curly bracket and this is single declaration. So H1, right now H1 has how many declarations? 1, 2 and 3. Each declaration is separated with semicolon. Okay, declarations must end with semicolon. That's why most of the books follow semicolon at the end of every declaration. Okay, and every declaration is made of a property and a value. This is a property, fixed property, which CSS has given us and we have to use them. Okay, yes, so let's see. I saved the file and I'll refresh, and we want to see yellow background color. Refreshed, see, yellow background color has been applied. So we discussed about color, which provides color to the text, background color, which provides color to the background. Okay, and text align to provide alignment to the text. Values are left, right, center, justify. Okay, so here see center alignment. So all these properties are nicely applied to H1 tag because the selector is H1, so all these effects are applied corresponding to the H1 tag. Okay, then I have used a P selector, I have a P tag. The text is internal CSS. Now effects will be applied to this text internal CSS. What effects? I have used property font weight, which is going to provide bold effect. Okay, so you can use fixed values which are provided in the textbook. Okay, I think so 200, 900, like these values are provided, and for simplicity you can also just put the value bold. Okay, you will get the bold effect on the text. Okay, so our text was internal CSS. Pay attention to this internal CSS, this is bold. Okay, and I'll refresh because I changed. Yes, it remains bold. Okay, because that's allowed. Now I'll type 200. 200 value was given in the textbook. Let's see if it works or not. No, not that much. Okay, bold effect got removed, I think so. Two values I got correct, bold and 900. Okay, and no need to provide in pixel, this is number value. Then next property is font size. Okay, you can increase the font size. There is no limitation, you can give font size in pixels. So I have put the suffix px. Okay, and you can see 40 pixel, 40 pixels font size. Okay, now there is a font tag. Okay, see, I have prepared over here of an example of font tag. Font tag is available in HTML, which has three uh, attributes: color, face, and also size. Okay, in color you can provide whatever suitable color you want. In face you can provide the name of the font, Algerian, Times New Roman, whatever you want. Okay, and size, there are 7 sizes in HTML. Only 7 sizes are allowed, and 3 is the default font size. Okay, so you may provide any number between 1 to 7. I'll provide 5. And let's try to see output of this last line, the font tag. I saved it and I'm refreshing. See, okay, Algerian font, blue color, and 5, I think so. Yes, font size 5. Okay, so this is HTML. But CSS provide what all font properties? Provides font weight to provide bold effect, font size to increase the font size. Then there is a property called font style. Okay, font style is a property where you can give three values: italic, oblique, and normal. So italic I have already provided. I'll save it and show you the italic effect. See, refreshed, this is italic effect. Okay, slanted text. Then we'll try oblique also. OBLIQUE, spellings must be correct. Very important in HTML, spellings must be correct because they do not have any separate software to show you the errors. Okay, so now this is oblique, similar effect just like italic. Okay, and then there is a value called normal. Control S, and I'm refreshing it. See, this is normal. Okay, So three values are available in font style. Three type of styles you can provide: oblique, italic, and normal. Okay. Then text decoration. There is one more property. We'll try font family. I'm putting it now. Semicolon font, because it's a new property, so I have to provide semicolon font family. Sorry, font family colon, and I'll give Arial style of font. Okay, Control S and let's refresh. Okay, see, this is Arial font size. Okay, so there are four properties related to font weight to provide bold effect, font size to increase or decrease the size of the font style, okay, italic, normal, oblique, and font family to provide the name of the font. Okay, and one thing I would tell you, uh, the properties of CSS which have multiple words, like this is two word property. Okay, see, this is two word property, two words, two words. Okay, most of the two word properties, actually all of the two word properties, and there are three words properties also. See, every word is separated with hyphen symbol. This is a common rule followed. Words are separated with hyphen symbol. Okay, the name of the property which has multiple words, each word is separated with hyphen symbol, that you have to remember. Okay, so four property related to font we saw. Then next property we have text decoration property. Okay, you can provide effects like line through, cut mark. Okay, line through means you will get a cut mark on the text, overline, underline. Okay, so let's try them all. And there is one more, none. Okay, so by for now, okay, let's try line through, line dash line through value. Okay, now this value also has a hyphen. Not necessary every value, every two word value has a hyphen. Okay, this specially has a hyphen, so you have to type this as it is. And I'll refresh. Now see, you have got a cut mark on the text. This is the line through effect. In HTML there is a similar tag called strike tag or S tag. You can provide a strike mark or cut mark on the text by placing the text between opening tag and closing tag. Okay, and the two varieties of tags you can use, strike or S tag, okay, to provide a cut mark. Then after line through, the second value of text decoration is underline. Underline, underline effect. Then there is overline, overline, overline effect. And the last is none, no effect, no text decoration, plain text. Oh, sorry. Refresh, see, no effect, plain text. Okay, so that is text decoration property with four values. It has four fixed values: line through, underline, overline, and none. Next property, display. Okay, with the help of display you can control whether you want to display a text in a inline pattern or block pattern. Block pattern of text generally occupies entire line. Now see, heading tags are block level tags. They consume entire width of the web page, or they consume entire line of the web page. Okay, and whatever tag you provide after heading, that will take some space and display in next line. Okay, and similarly p tag is also a block level tag. Then other tags, bold, italic, underline, they are not block level tags. They tend to display continue in a same line, and if you want a line break you have to provide break tag. Okay, so tags which do not consume entire line, they are called inline tags, and the tags which consume entire width of the web page or entire line of the web page, they are known as block level tags. Okay, so you can change the behavior of the tags with reference to block level or inline level. So display has got display property has got four values. Okay, inline, block inline, and none. So we'll try one by one. Inline. So what was our selector? P. P is generally block level tag. That means whatever is the next tag after P tag, that will start from a new line. It P tag automatically takes a line break. That means P tag is generally block level tag. But I have provided the value inline. That means it should not consume the entire line. Let's see what happens. What is after P tag? After P tag we have underline tag. So let's see how underline tag is displayed. See, it got continued. Okay, that means now P tag is acting like a inline level tag. It's not consuming the entire line. This is how you can change the behavior from inline to block to inline with the help of display property. I'll provide the another value, block. You already know, I just discussed now. P tag is a block level tag. Okay, so it became a block level tag. Then there is a value called sorry, inline. Block inline. Okay, and this is also separated with hyphen. Sorry, and refresh. No change. It also looks like acts like block only. Okay, then the last one is none will remove every whatever changes you provided, and the tags will behave in their original form in the sense, if it is a block level tag it will display like a block level tag. If it is an inline level tag it is going to display like a inline variety of tag. Okay, original properties will be retained if you provide display value none. Okay, so this was about the display property. Then next we have border property. Border, to provide border around the text. Okay, and there are different styles of border, but you can also provide other, there are different other family properties of border. Okay, like border color, border width. Okay, like that. So border width, I have to confirm regarding border width, but border color is surely one another property. But if you want that all these values you want to apply together, okay, you can combine the values. Okay, you can provide multiple values like this. You can see I have provided multiple values. Dotted, 10 pixel relates to the thickness of the border, and the color of the border I have provided red color. Okay, so just see this. See, red color border, dotted, and the thickness of the border is 10 pixels as I gave. I'll reduce this 5, and you can be able to see the change. See, thickness reduced. Okay, and there are various other types of border. Dotted border is one. Then we have dashed. We'll execute each and every value. Now see this. This is dashed. Okay, I'll make it 2 pixels. Refresh. See. Okay, I reduce the pixels, and this is dashed border. Which are other borders? Dotted, dashed, solid, solid. Oh God. Refresh. Okay, this is the solid border, simple line border. Then we have solid border, dotted border, dashed border, ridge, a black lining I have got inside, that is ridge. Otherwise I'll remove the color for now. so that you can see color and thickness for now, and I'll increase the font size so that it's more prominently visible to you. Font size I'll put 30 px, control S. Okay, now see, this is the ridge border, just white border, plain white border. Then groove, GROOVE, control S. Refreshing, see, this is gray border, okay. And inset, semicolon, oh god. Okay, looks like text is going inside, so this is a 3D kind of effect. Inset, then next is outset, control S. Refresh, looks like text is coming outside, okay. That is outset effect. So all these effects you can provide in the border, okay. So values which are applicable to border can be combined, okay. You can give multiple values just like I gave by separating space, okay. You have to give a single space and you can provide multiple values to it. For example, you want to provide any thickness, so provide any number of thickness with the help of pixels. Give a space. If you want to change the color of the border, give any color of your choice, maroon, okay. So in this way you can combine the values also, but they must belong to a same property, then only you can combine, otherwise not. Now see, this is looking very nice, okay. So you can combine the values like this. Okay, so we discuss about border. Padding. Padding gives extra spaces around the text, okay. Around the text, all directions of the text you will get extra spaces. So I have applied padding to B tag. Where is our B tag? Okay, today is Thursday. So in this text, I must see padding spaces applied. So I'll refresh. Okay, today is Thursday. See, there is what I'll do, I'll remove the margin left for now. Control X, save it so that you can understand properly. Refreshing it. Now see, but see the border and the spaces which it has taken, so much spaces, okay, around the text. So it depends upon the value. If you provide smaller value, smaller pixel value, it will occupy less space. And padding, you see, now the spaces are reduced. Padding attribute, if you use for the form elements, they increase the size of the form elements. For example, you are using it for the text boxes, buttons, so it is going to increase the size of the text boxes, buttons and other elements, okay. So you can use padding like that. Then there is a letter spacing property. Letter spacing will give individual space between the letters of words, okay. Now see, individual spaces have come depending on the value I have provided. You can provide pixel value to it, okay. Then just a border I have provided. Then I was talking about margin left property, which is given in the textbook. So it provides margin space to the left side. Now observe, okay, you must see a shifting of this text, okay, and spaces applied in the left direction. See, spaces are applied depending on the value. So this is margin left. I gave 50 px, so 50 pixel space got applied. Now there is a property known as float. Okay, float. You can change the direction of the text, just like alignment of the text. Okay, but float has got three values: left, right, and none. Okay, so I have used it for I selector. I have a I tag and the text is information technology, so float should apply to information technology. Right now I have given the value none, So there is no change in the direction, it is the default direction left. Okay, you know the default direction of text is always left side. Okay, so I'm providing left. Oh god. Okay, so left and none makes no difference. I will try the third value. Right. Control S and refresh. See, text shifted to right direction. Okay, so in this way, I think so I have covered all the properties. Only one thing is remaining, background image. Okay, so I'll copy where I have put that in an empty notepad. Okay, we'll try to apply background image to our last font. Okay, so where is our font property? I have to provide a font selector for that. Font selector, because I have to display background image. Sorry. Control V. Okay. Okay. So the name of the property is background image. Background image you can provide to your web page also. If you want to provide it to the entire web page, you can provide background image value. Property in body. Okay, just like I have provided background color pink, you can provide here background image and location of the URL of the image. Okay, so that image will be displayed on the background of the entire web page. But if you want to display it like in a single line in a background of any text, okay, that also you can do. See, I have used a font tag over here and my text is, this is font tag, so there should be a background color applied behind this text. Okay, so you can use individual to any element or the entire body as you want. Okay, by using without using css also you can provide background color or background image to your web page. You know very well, in body tag there are attributes like bg color. Okay, if you provide bg color is equal to some color name, then you get background color to the web page. And if you want to provide background image, so you have to use the attribute background is equal to entire location of the image, so the image acts as background of the web page. Okay, so that also you can do with html, but css also provides you properties. So let's see how it's applied. I think so I didn't save the file. Saving and refreshing. Pay attention. Now see, this font tag is not a block level tag, it's an inline level tag. Okay, it not consumes the entire line, but you can see some image has been displayed behind the text. Okay, so you can do this with the help of background image property, which html does not allows but css allows. So background name of the property is background, and you have to provide this keyword url, and in round brackets you have to provide the name of the image, but make sure your image is available in the folder where you have saved this html file. Okay, just add the image in the folder, copy paste it in your folder, and it becomes very easy to display. You get output very quickly. Okay, and provide double quotes around the name of the image. So this is the fixed way you have to follow if you want to display the background image. Now if you want, okay, let's try to display this background image in our heading also. You will understand block level tags and inline level tags. Okay, now let's see, I am going to apply background image to heading 1 element. So see, okay, see the difference. This is inline level tag, and this is block level tag consuming the entire line. Okay, so in this way all the properties which are discussed in the textbook are covered. Okay, I hope so I have covered. Let's check. uh, This is the PDF of textbook. I'll open quickly and I'll check whether I have covered, whether I have explained all the properties. Yes. Color, background color, font weight, font style, text decoration, text align. Yes. Font family also executed. Font size, letter spacing, padding, border, background image, margin left. And these two were separately given. Which one? Float property and display property all covered. Okay, so I'll stop the video now. Thanks for joining.